Bitcoin is up over 5% in the last week. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the reasons why. Plus, we have new news covering the fact that Texas and BlackRock and Fidelity have been buying some additional Bitcoin. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So Bitcoin still flashing a sell signal right now and the daily. This is something that I've been talking about for the past couple of videos. Just note that this sell signal is probably going to continue for at least another week or so. If Bitcoin makes a move here above this 110 region, expect the sell signal to go away and be replaced by a buy signal, and that would immediately indicate that we're going to get a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So very interesting. If Bitcoin does push above this level, I do expect that we're going to get a new all-time high. Now, the reason why Bitcoin is up so much in the last week is largely because of a lot of these shorts that got liquidated. You can see here on the heat map here, the liquidation heat map for Bitcoin, that these shorts around 106,000 to about 107,000, they all got destroyed, and then the Bitcoin price moved up much higher after that point here, after it hit about 106. Now, earlier in the week, you can see there were still some smaller pockets of the short liquidity, especially here at around 103, that immediately were liquidated and caused Bitcoin to spike much higher. If you take a look at the liquidations chart here, you can see that over the last day, even just over the last day, there's been $100 million worth of Bitcoin shorts that got destroyed. And then before that, on the 22nd of June, it was about $130 million worth of Bitcoin shorts that were forcibly liquidated. So this liquidation event has basically pushed the Bitcoin price back up from where it was earlier in the week. That's why you have this large drop off here by this long wick on this candle, indicating that there are a lot of buyers buying here at just below about 100,000 or so. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the BlackRock and Fidelity news. So BlackRock and Fidelity have been buying $500 million worth of Bitcoin or so, and this is due to the blockchain data that's been flagged by Arkham Intelligence that's figured out that more than $521 million worth of Bitcoin were bought in a single day by BlackRock and Fidelity. This isn't surprising by anybody who's looked at the Bitcoin spot ETF tracker, and in fact, we're going to look at that here in a minute, and to realize the fact that these companies have been going in and they've been loading the proverbial boat. When Bitcoin's down here below 100K, naturally you have a lot more inflows of these spot ETFs as people go and choose to buy Bitcoin, and then as a result, you also have BlackRock and Fidelity coming in requiring to buy Bitcoin as people buy the ETF. So this is basically what's been happening all week so far. They say here that BlackRock's IBIT ETF addresses received 4,100 Bitcoin, valued at approximately $436 million at the time of transfer. Again, this is what we expect to continue to happen as the Bitcoin price moves higher, and even as it kind of temporarily dips like it did earlier in the week as it went under 100. Now, you can kind of see this in the so-so value Bitcoin spot ETF tracker. We've seen large inflows of these spot ETFs. This is another reason why Bitcoin has been going up. And you see here that the total net assets is actually at $133 billion, which is a new all-time high. The previous all-time high here was $131 billion. So now you're starting to see some serious inflows as traders turn bullish on Bitcoin over the last week. In addition to that, you also have the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill that recently passed. Okay, so this happened on the 26th of June, and what this means here is that they're going to be establishing at first this $10 million store of cryptocurrencies. Okay, so this is the first in a series of many Bitcoin strategic reserves that potentially will be enacted across the U.S. I think that it's entirely possible we'll see multiple states go out and buy Bitcoin because they understand that Bitcoin is an excellent asset and they're using it as a store of value. I know there's some other states that are looking for that kind of for the Bitcoin strategic reserves, such as Arizona and New Hampshire, for instance. Now, this is very interesting because it will also open the door to more adoption, widely seen throughout the U.S. Adoption is incredibly important, and this is just, again, one more rung on the ladder of adoption as we see as Bitcoin continues to gain traction in traditional markets. Okay, so this is ultimately very bullish. In addition to that, we also have GameStop, which is raising $450 million for potentially for Bitcoin reserves. So this happened on the 26th of June, and GameStop has actually recently decided that they're going to be buying Bitcoin. So now they've gone and they've raised $450 million worth of debt, and this is ideally what they're going to be doing, kind of like with MicroStrategy. With MicroStrategy or now Strategy, they raise debt through these convertible senior notes, and then they go and they buy Bitcoin. And as the Bitcoin value increases, that will increase their assets on their ledger, for instance, for their balance sheet. So this is very interesting. This is not really something that is rare. Now we're starting to see more and more companies go through and buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin as part of their own strategic reserves. And as the price continues to move up and move higher and higher and higher, this actually looks like a great investment, because now you have a significant return on value. Your return on your investment here is actually going to be quite excellent over the next couple of years. Now, these companies are probably going to accelerate, not just GameStop, but also Strategy. They will probably continue to buy Bitcoin, and they will accelerate it, especially if we wind up seeing some significant drops in the Bitcoin price. So this is something to watch out for. And I do check the tracker for the companies and the companies that hold all Bitcoin. So I will update you guys with some more information on that on a future video. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Bitcoin options. So when it comes to Bitcoin options, we're seeing here the 4th of July, we have a large expiry at about $2.6 billion, not as large as some as we've seen in the past. Max paying price sitting about 105,000 or so. So it's pretty close to where it is right now. Put to call ratio is actually fairly high at about 0.93. So the market's not as bullish within the next week or so as it has been in the past. So that's something to watch out for. Traders right now are mostly betting on Bitcoin remaining roughly where it is for about the next week. There is a large number of these options set to expire at a strike price of about $112,000. So this is something to watch out for. And this will show that there's actually some bullishness right now for traders. Now, that's all I want to talk about today. Let me know what you guys think below. Are you buying or selling Bitcoin? Do you think it's a good idea that we have these companies like BlackRock and Fidelity that are going and buying Bitcoin? Is there going to be enough Bitcoin for everybody? Chances are probably not. And let me know if you guys are buying or selling. I have just, again, kind of remained on the sidelines, just seeing where things are right now. And I will make a move if we see some extreme price action, preferably a drop below 100K. That's where I would like to make another buy. If you enjoy this content, please like, please subscribe, and also follow me on X and Threads as well. And share this video. Go ahead and hit the notification bell icon. That would greatly appreciate it if you guys enjoy this content. Leave a comment below if you want me to cover something else or something that you think is interesting. I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.